Welcome to the cook along for the 7 to 9-year-olds, and this is when they can become a little bit more adventurous and creative, and they can really start to shine in the kitchen. So watch out, parents, you'll end up being dog's bodies. And we've gone a little bit adventurous here because we're going to make delicious pork koftas served with a wonderful apricot and mint couscous, and served on the side a delicious cucumber sauce. And this meal, this whole meal, is so nutritious because we've mixed vegetables and fruits together, but it's really easy to prepare, and it's a great family meal that you can cook together and eat together. So, some pork, red peppers, orange juice, ground coriander, cumin, olive oil, garlic, and runny honey. Some mint, couscous, squeeze of lemon, dried apricots, chopped mint, and olive oil. And hot vegetable stock. Greek yogurt, grated cucumber, and crushed garlic. In the bowl here, I have got some chunky pieces of pork, and we're using pork tenderloin here for this, and you want to get your butcher to cut it up quite chunky, or you grown-ups can cut that up quite chunky. You don't want it too small. Very important, if you've got metal kebabs, that's great, but if you're using bamboo ones, you want to soak them in cold water for a good hour before you use them. Okay, that just stops them from catching alight in the kitchen. Okay, so soak them first. You want a couple of peppers, which you've cut up quite chunky. So now we're going to add the flavourings to all of the meat. So here we have the juice of an orange. I'm actually just going to use my fingers. You can get the kids to do this for you. I mean, yes, you can use a squeezer if you want to, but you can just get your hands in there as long as they're clean. Olive oil, which the children can do this, just drizzle that over the pork, and you can certainly get them to do the honey, the runny honey, just pouring over the top there of the pork. And then finally, we've got our spices. We've got the ground coriander and the cumin and also the crushed garlic. What I'm going to do now is just add all of that into there. Smelling great. Just get the spoon in there. Get the children just to mix all of that up like that. Oh, I can't tell you how good it smells. And the honey, and the olive oil, and the garlic, and the spices. Oh. Now I'm using pork, but you could use lamb or chicken or beef if you want to. Use whatever meat you like to use. Okay, so now this is the fun bit. Just get the kids to start to skewer this up. So it's important that your peppers are really quite chunky. You want to start off like that, pepper first, and then the meat, and then the pepper, and then the meat. Just mind you, just tend to sort of have probably about 3 pieces of meat, maybe on each one, like that. Okay, now if you're vegetarian and meat isn't your thing, then you can do exactly the same thing, exactly the same flavours, but you can use lots of vegetables. And here we've used tomatoes, nice cherry tomatoes, thick slices of courgette, and some yellow pepper. Okay, it's exactly the same. You just toss that in the marinade and then just skewer it for you. They won't take quite so long to cook. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to carry on skewering this up. Nearly at the end of this now, and you've got all those lovely marinade ingredients, and then what you can do is just pick up the bowl like that and then just pour out. Now if you've got time, kids, you can put these in the fridge for about 30 minutes, half an hour, so that it really does take on the flavour. But if time isn't on your side, then what you want to do is to put them onto a griddle tray and then get the parents to cook them for you for about 8 minutes each side on a sort of medium grill. And I'm going to do that now, and then once I've put them under the grill, I'm just going to give my hands a really good wash. Now, while the kebabs are cooking, you can get on with everything else. And the first thing we need to do is to soak the couscous. And couscous is a sort of grain, and it's absolutely delicious and really easy to cook. And you'll find it in the supermarkets where all the pasta and the rice is. Look out for couscous. It's quite incredible because it cooks really quickly. First of all, you need a big bowl and just sort of spread it out really, really nice and flat. And then parents, you just want to boil up the stock because it does need to be hot, okay? And then what you want to do is pour it over the grains of couscous. And it's almost like magic, this. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's so easy. I love that. Then all you do is just set that to one side. And you see how much water is sitting on the top of that. And what's going to happen, in a few minutes, that couscous is going to have soaked up all that water. So just set it to one side. Now, in a moment, we're going to fluff up the couscous and we're going to add some lovely chunky apricots. So it's really nutritious, this dish. Lots and lots of chopped mint and also some olive oil. So we'll just set those to one side. And look, you can see, I'm going to bring this back into shot and just show you again. And you can see now that the couscous is starting to swell up, yeah? And it's nearly ready to have all those flavours in. So let's do the cucumber sauce. This is something that the children can do. First thing you want to do is grate a cucumber. You can take the seeds out of it if you want to. And you want to crush some garlic. And then take your yoghurt and your cucumber and your garlic, and you just simply mix together. I think that this is absolutely delicious. It's really good served with grilled meats. They sometimes call this tzatziki, and it's used a lot in Greek and Turkish food. Black pepper, no salt, don't need to add salt. And that's it. It's really easy. What I'm going to do now, just in preparation, what you can do, kids, is you can then just, if you're going to be snazzy and sit down with your family, just pop that into a really lovely serving dish. Some people like to put chopped mint in as well, but we're going to put mint in this couscous. Talking about the couscous, it's ready. So let's have a look again. You can see how it's really started to fluff up. And if I tip that bowl up like that, there's no water coming out at all. Now, look, I'm just going to fluff it up there with my fingers. You can do that, children. Just fluff it up like that. And then I would add, while it's still warm, I'd add the apricots. So you can have this salad warm or you can have it cold. And just toss that all together. And you can see there's no water in sight because those little grains of couscous, it's just like magic, have just sort of sopped up all the vegetable stock. Fresh mint going in. Oh, so fresh and lovely, this. And some olive oil. And you have the most wonderful, sweet couscous salad to serve along your kebabs. All that remains is to check to see whether or not those kebabs are cooked. So you better get set and lay up that table to eat. It's exciting stuff. I hope you've laid that table and you've got everything ready and you're ready for your wonderful family meal. So let's start off with the vegetarian ones first. And we can just pile those on a plate full of vegetables, which is fantastic. Just pile them up. And remember, get a parent to do this for you because these will be hot, or use oven gloves. And then we've got the meat ones here, which are with the honey. They go wonderfully sort of caramelised. And the peppers, if you don't like, kids, if you don't like peppers raw, try them cooked. They become so sweet and absolutely delicious. I put a few little bits of mint there on the side. And then we've got our lovely yoghurt sauce, which we can just sit on the dish like that. There you have it. You have your vegetarian kebabs. You've got your lovely, delicious apricot couscous with the mint. And I'm just going to finish that off with a squeeze of lemon. Take it to the table, kids, and enjoy.